Welcome back to Some Politicon, your YouTube channel about geopolitics, politics, political science, and academic life. Today I come bearing sad news, tragic news actually, the passing away of Jimmy Carter, who, in my opinion, is the best US president ever. He was a pacifist and a champion for human rights and social justice. He was responsible for the peace treaty between Egypt and Israel, for the return of the sovereignty of the Panama Canal to the Panamanian people, to the people of Panama. And not only was he widely successful at reestablishing diplomatic ties with China, but he also backtracked some of the United States' worst and most imperialist policies. So, for instance, in Chile, where the US led a coup against a democratic government, Jimmy Carter sent an ambassador that devoted his life and his time to protect political dissidents. So, in a way, he was always raging against the machine, against the war machine. And not only did he successfully kept his country from going to war during his term, but actually during the Clinton administration, there were plans to go to war against North Korea, which, if they came about, it would have led to war with China, which at the time was already a nuclear power. So it would have devolved into possibly a nuclear conflagration, a nuclear war within the Korean Peninsula and between the United States and China, and it probably would have not been contained. It might have become a global conflict. The scale of the death will have dwarfed World War One and World War Two, and Jimmy Carter spared all of us that destruction by hammering away peace treaty in Pyongyang by his on his own, only with a private airplane supplied by the Rockefeller Foundation. Shout out to the Rockefeller Foundation for supporting world peace. And yeah, he basically hammered away a peace treaty, not a peace treaty per se, but a cooperation agreement with North Korea. And so the Clinton administration was presented with an fait accompli, and they couldn't help but sign it, even if reluctantly so. And he prevented the United States from going to war against North Korea, and by doing so against China, and by doing so he saved millions of lives. And that was like just another year for Jimmy Carter. Finally, in 2002, if I recall correctly, he received his Nobel Peace Prize, one of the most deserved peace prizes, certainly the most well-deserved among US presidents. And I'm saddened by his passing away, even though I'm not surprised, because he championed human rights and world peace so well. I would like to emulate that and to do a little bit of that on my channel. I will no longer present rigorous academic, or maybe very rarely will I present rigorous academic research, which it's not, those videos are not very popular apparently, but I will cover in journalistic fashion interesting geopolitical events and world politics, and I will do so from a perspective of world peace and human rights enlargement, and be assured that Jimmy Carter has had a lot of influence on me and will have it on my journalism. Thank you very much and Happy New Year.